Not only can you legislate morality, you must legislate morality. In 1964, Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart coined a different colorful phrase when explaining how he could determine whether or not a French film contained obscene content. He wrote, quote, "I shall not today attempt further to define the kinds of material I understand to be embraced within that shorthand description, hardcore pornography. And perhaps I could never succeed in intelligibly doing so. But I know it when I see it." And the motion picture involved in this case is not that. I know it when I see it. This phrase has become a punchline, not only among liberals, but even among conservatives, who recite it to make fun of anti-indecency laws. The phrase is considered absurd, a desperate, irrational attempt to defend the indefensible, the limitation of certain kinds of speech. One man's pornography might be another man's high art, these people seem to say. You may know it when you see it, Justice Stewart, but perhaps I see things differently. In these glib dismissals of Justice Stewart, we see an early expression of the same skepticism that mistakes Drag Queen Story Hour for a blessing of liberty. The possibility of difficult cases, of margin calls, is taken as proof that when one cannot, in any case, discern right from wrong, good from bad, art from porn. But no matter what the skeptics who invoke Potter Stewart as a punchline may think, the late justice was right. You actually do know it when you see it. If I said right now we're going to pause the discussion, I'm going to pull down a screen and we're all going to watch a bunch of hardcore porn, you would know it. You would know. We're going to watch 5 minutes of hardcore porn followed by 5 minutes of an ordinary movie, even a risque movie, even a French movie. We would play that side by side. You would know the difference. We can tell the difference between meaningful speech and obscenity because we possess reason and moral conscience. With a great deal of accuracy, we can tell the difference between right and wrong and good and bad and true and false. Not only can we make these distinctions, but we must. Self-government relies on these faculties of reason and moral conscience. In order to govern ourselves, we must be able to perceive reality, to form judgments about reality, to persuade our fellow citizens of those judgments, and to pass laws to enforce that political vision. You ever hear this phrase? Oh, it drives me crazy. You hear this phrase, you can't legislate morality. This is the Squishes. This is their favorite phrase. You can't legislate morality. Of course you can. Not only can you legislate morality, you must legislate morality. All laws legislate morality. Whether we're talking about capital punishment or we're talking about parking tickets, all laws involve moral arguments. Laws make moral claims as to what we should and should not do, and then the government enforces those laws. Our civilization once understood that it is wrong to deceive and that the truth will set you free. Today, we are told that lies are compassionate and the truth is cruel. Don't you dare say that our nation's first female four-star admiral is not actually a female. Don't you say it. That would be very cruel to state the truth. We are denied the right to tell the truth. We are made to live in lies. So we call confused men women and foreigners citizens and criminals just. Far from an act of charity or politeness, these lies serve only to hand our political order to a new class of ruthless and dishonest rulers, thrusting our culture through the looking glass.